Hello and thank you for clicking on my channel. Welcome to RMP. Today I want to share my review of the movie The Greatest Beer Run Ever. This movie came out in 2022 by Apple TV Plus. The director of this movie is Peter Farrelly. He's a big director. He's mostly known for his comedy movies. He has great movies like Dumb and Dumber, and he was even the director of the great and Oscar-winning movie Green Book. But he also have really bad movies as well, like Stuck on You and movie 43, which is just so bad. The actors of this movie are Zac Efron, Russell Crowe, and the legendary comedian Bill Murray. So what happens in the movie, story-wise? In the year 1967, John Donahue, also known as Chicky, who spends most of his nights drinking beer at the local bar, and he sleeps almost all day long. Because some of his friends in the neighborhood, they went to Vietnam for the war, he decides to get them some beer. Yes, this is stupid, and if this wasn't a biography, I wouldn't have believed it. So, we have Chicky going to Vietnam to get his friends some beers. I'm gonna go a bit classic with this one. First I'm gonna say what I liked about this movie and then what I disliked. The most thing that I liked about this movie, which almost covered everything for me, was the protagonist being stupid. I really enjoyed him. You know why? Because him being short-sighted, to be like this patron, America is the best country ever, we are saving people, we are saving the world, and he feels like he can do everything because he's American. We were following Chicky and we saw that how people interacted with him as the movie went on, and he became more and more quiet as the movie went on, and it was brilliant. When you have a dumb protagonist, the audience see the movie through his or her eyes or their eyes, and then you learn about this stuff one by one. It is a really smart thing to do. And for me, the protagonist of this movie being this dumb and introduced like this, I really liked it. The other thing that I liked about this movie was the messages. The messages, they weren't too much on the nose and they were subtle. I know there were a few times that, for example, Russell Crowe or Bill Murray, they started giving some speeches or something like that. But overall, it was okay. It was better than I expected. And the first half of the movie was very engaging, very interesting, a really good story. In this year especially, I rarely remember a movie that hooked me in the first like 10-15 minutes of it. It had interesting characters, interesting story, a great premise, and yeah, I really enjoyed the first half of the movie. I also have to talk about Zac Efron as Chicky. Although he did lose his accent a few times, I don't know if you noticed that or not, but he did a good job as Chicky. I mean, he was believable. He could project that dumbness of this character. And the worst part is I saw that this guy is still alive. So this movie should have been really hard for him to watch. And Russell Crowe as well. Although he didn't have a lot of screen time, he had a great performance. Well, what I disliked about this movie. The protagonist being stupid, I said that it's good because we were learning with him, but it was also bad. You know why? Because the messages that were about to be given by the movie, they were watered down and they were downplayed. I mean, talking about these subjects like war, crime, being a soldier, martyrs, everything, communism, something like that, they need to be exact. I know that I'm busting the balls of the movie and I'm being hard about it, but you can't half-ass this stuff, because if you are talking about them, you should respect them and know how to talk about them. If you are giving a character a podium through which he or she can talk about something special, you need to be exact and you need to pass the message. Whenever Chicky was passing over something, I saw the movie just looking away from that subject. I felt like that could be a bit more interesting. The other problem that I had with the movie was the runtime. It was more than 2 hours and the movie did not have the potential to be more than 2 hours. Maybe an hour and 30-40 minutes would be great, would be so much better. if you think about that CIA thing, that Chicky got into trouble and something like that, he had to run away, that thing did not have any payoff. We didn't know what happened to him. That didn't do anything to the movie, so you could easily just took away 20 minutes from the movie and it would be in a better pace. Talking about pace, I really had a problem with the pace of the movie as soon as Chicky arrived to Vietnam. The movie lost the pace and lost the story. It just created and told us some checkpoints that Chicky has to make, and the movie from that moment was only about those checkpoints. Because when you are giving checkpoints, you are preparing the audience's mind that you will do this. And the movie played it extremely safe, especially because it's a biography, so we know exactly what was going to happen. I really did not search the name of the protagonist of the movie because I didn't want to know what would happen to him, but the movie really told us what was going on, and it didn't quit that line. Chicky did do everything that he said to the soldiers as soon as he arrived to Vietnam. I think playing it safe about a movie like this is not okay. At the end, I have to say that if this movie was made by a bigger director and not be comedy, to be honest, because let's be fair, in the last third of the movie, it didn't have anything comic. It was a war movie. So with a better director, with a better tone of the movie, I think the story wouldn't have been wasted and we could really watch a great war movie. But, you know, every important thing got watered down. I'm not saying that this was a bad movie, but I'm saying that the premise was so interesting that if a better director and writing team were on this project, it could have been just one of the best movies of 2022. I'm not gonna say one of the best war movies, I'm not gonna do that. But anyways, it could have been really, really good, especially if we think about the dialogues that Chicky had with his sister. We could have had so many great dialogues out of that. Because in the beginning of the movie, Chicky and his sister, they had a fight about what they were doing. And when Chicky went to the war and came back, he realized that he was wrong and his sister also was wrong. That could have been a great conversation, but the movie did not address it. And yeah, that's it. At the end, it was okay, it was interesting. Not great, but a lot better than a lot of other movies that I saw this year. So tell me, what did you think about this movie? I do suggest you to watch it because it's good. But yeah, share your reviews down below and let me know. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I said that. Thanks. Bye.